So, welcome back. I was just talking about Assassin's Creed, but I forget what I was talking about. So, I started reading a book. I mean, I always say that, like I'm reading a book, but really, I'm just listening to an audiobook. It makes you sound smarter when you're like, I'm reading a book, but I'm just listening to it. I can't really read books. Maybe I have a little bit of ADD, but I don't think so. It's hard for me to concentrate on just like sitting for an hour and reading a book. But like on my commute home, I have time to listen to a book, and I just feel like I'm wasting it if I'm just like listening to a podcast or music or something, which is what I do on my way to work. So it's like on my way home, I'm like happier because like I'm done with work, so I feel like I can use this time to like do something productive. So it's like I have like half an hour. My commute's like a half an hour, so I listened to 1984, which is like I feel like a lot of people read that in school, but I never did. I don't know why. Okay, do I have to look at this map here? It seems like it's kind of short too. I think it's only like 10 hours long, which is pretty short, which is good. I'm only like 45 minutes in. I only listened to it yesterday for like 45 minutes. I'm not sure if there's anything in here. Oh, this was the one. I don't remember. Is this the one that I already did? What? I never got this star. Yeah, I just heard, you hear about that book so much that, and you hear about like, the thing that you hear about is like Big Brother and the Thought Police and okay, I think I'm just gonna keep playing. I was listening to my Pokemon episodes and I didn't like them as much as the Mario ones. I don't know, I guess maybe for some reason Mario is better for talking over. I don't know. I just liked it a little bit better. I was watching that Mario episode and I felt like I really need to have notes, but I don't feel like I'm doing a great job today for some reason, even though I have a bunch of notes. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. So, you always hear about like the Thought Police and stuff like that. You kind of forget that there's like it's an actual like story with like a protagonist. And like, so I was like, oh yeah, this is like a story. I wonder what the story is about. Like, is this gonna be kind of boring? Like, is it just gonna be about, so the main character's name is Winston. Is it just gonna be a story where it's like, okay, Winston we learn about this world and how this like totalitarian government, and we're like, okay, this is bad. And then Winston's like, he learns about like the truth, and like he has to like go on this journey to discover the truth or whatever, and like at the end he like either he dies or he succeeds and like he brings down the government. That's definitely not gonna happen. I don't know what happens, but yeah, I'm sure that he definitely doesn't do that. I think he probably dies, but that still won't be super interesting to me. If it's just like, because that's just like a story I've seen a million times. I'm sure probably if it is the story, this is one of the, people always probably copy this story. Like it's one of those things where I'm not going to like it just because I've seen so many other versions of it already. Even though this was the first one to do it, I still probably won't enjoy it because it's just like played out. Where is that monkey cage? I was kind of hoping, or I still am hoping, that the story is, and I can tell already it's kind of not going this way, but like it's about, I want Winston to be like on board with this thing. Like he's grown up in this society and like it's all he knows, so it doesn't make sense for him to be against it really, or to want to fight against it, because he's just kind of like, what's the point? This has been my life for 40 years and there's no point. People have tried and like they die, so why would I try and fight? There's nothing I can do. But at the end of the first chapter, which is where I finished, I think it was the first chapter, there's a moment where like they do this hate thing where like they put like one of the rebels' speeches up on the screen and everybody like hisses at them. And during that speech, they kind of do what I want them to do, which is like, he's like, Winston gets caught up in the moment and he's like, he's a part of it. Like he likes oh no, I have to grab him, I think. He likes yelling at this guy, like he likes being, and like he's comforted by Big Brother in the military and stuff. But come here, you monkey. Jump over me, and then I will turn around and grab you. Jump. Jump. Jump over me. Gotcha. Nope. Ow. Oops. This is taking 100% of my concentration. Concentration. Ah, you can't turn directly around. That's the problem. He has to like go like lean into it. Come on, monkey. Get this freaking monkey. Oh, no. There's a moment in the hate thing they do where I didn't like it, because Winston was like, he looks at this other character, O'Brien, and like they have this moment where they're like, they know each other is kind of resisting and they don't like what's going on. And I'm just thinking to myself, what's the reason for this to happen? Like, why is Winston so different all of a sudden? Like, why is he so resistant? He's been around here for 40 years. He's a part of the... He's a member, or like he's, I think he's like a party member who's like a leader in the Ministry of Truth, and like all of a sudden he's like against it. And then he goes to the star, right? I didn't like that. I wanted a better reason for him to be against it, other than really no reason. They don't really give a reason. Where does it go? Where's that? Oh. I was kind of thinking maybe this story. I've never read any George Orwell stuff. I don't know how he tells stories. I was thinking maybe Winston would just be like, maybe this wouldn't be like a traditional story with like a hero's journey, and it would just be like, here's the world, and Winston is just the camera, or he's just the window into the world, and he doesn't really change throughout the book. He's just kind of like showing you a possible future, but it doesn't seem like it's going to go that way. It's going to be a typical like hero's journey. He's going to be like resistant to this world, and he's going to be the protagonist, and he's going to like fight against it or whatever. Let's see if I can get these red coins. Whoa! But I'm glad I'm reading it. I was kind of enjoying some parts of it. People always like invoke the book to be like, oh, we're in Orwellian times. I don't think you really need to read the book to get the gist of what that means. You know, just surveillance bad, freedom good. That's the summary. But I am interested to see like where this story goes, like how he wants to tell it, and maybe there will be stuff that catches me off guard about it, that I'm not expecting. I really don't know anything about the book except for Big Brother and the Thought Police, and that's it. Like, I don't know how it ends, or so I'm interested. Yeah, I've only been reading it for a little while, so I don't have much to talk about yet. How are you supposed to? I think maybe you just go from the top. Can you climb this? No. That's weird. Why do they put vines there if you can't climb them? I don't ever want to be, and I don't think there's any danger of this happening, but like one of those people who acts like, well, I read 1984, so I'm smart. There are people who are like that. And people always are, where's the last red coin? Oh, they're like, oh, isn't it crazy how George Orwell was so right about so many things? Um, but I don't know. I tend to be hesitant to give people that credit for some reason. That's a tough angle. Oof, that's a tough jump if I can't see it. Here we go. Got it. Okay. Okay. Still don't feel like I'm doing a great job today, but my throat hurts. My throat always hurts from talking so much. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow.